What's going on, Acadiana? Welcome to another edition of the First and 10 Post Show. I'm one of your hosts, Jalen Cavalier, and with me,
Dawson D'Amico. How's it going, everybody?
Hi.
Before we get into all the goofball
Yeah.
shenanigans, we obviously have to address the breaking news that we had
Absolutely.
tonight. This was an unfortunate event happened at the St. Martinville High homecoming game against Erath, where right before kickoff there was a shooting that took place. All we know right now, if I'm not mistaken, someone has passed away from the incident.
Yeah.
They do have someone that I don't think they caught them just yet, but they do have they identified a suspect. It is definitely ongoing investigation. We will, of course, provide updates once they do become available. That game had to be postponed, and our hearts go out to everybody who was affected. I know that's a scary situation. I myself has seen a few shootings go on since I've been working here, so. Like I said, hearts go out to everybody. But Jalen, let's get into some football.
Yeah, definitely get some football. Week 8 action. I'm gonna start off with the games that I went to this evening. First, went to Knightfield. LCA took on Welsh. It was kind of literally a beatdown from the get-go.
The Dodgers just hit a walk-off home run, 6-3. My apologies, y'all.
Yeah,
but
Dodgers just beat the Yankees, everybody. So
news.
World Series, breaking news, not definitely.
Yeah.
LCA. Handled the Greyhounds, honestly.
Yeah.
They ended up winning 43-7. It was 22-0 at one point in the first quarter.
Hey.
Wow. But then Welsh finally was able to put some points on the board in the fourth, but it was kind of too little too late, and the Knights ended up winning 9-1. And then going a little bit down the road to Karen Crow, they took on Sulphur. As you know, Karen Crow started off the season 0-4, as we talked about, but now guess what? They're 4-4.
Ooh.
They ended up getting the win against Sulphur 26-21, close game, but hey, a win is a win.
Absolutely.
So
now they're on fire too.
Yeah.
You're starting to,
so what is it? 4 straight now?
That's
four straight wins.
They lose 4 straight, win 4 straight. Who knows? They might stay on this hot streak and win out.
So 4-4, 2 games left in the regular season. So who knows what's going to happen with the Karen Crow Golden Bears? But Dawson, let's talk about your games you're at tonight.
Yeah, I was at Vermilion Parish. I started off out in Delcombe. They had their homecoming, 2 homecoming games I went to. They had their homecoming against West St. Mary. Started off, both teams scored their very first possessions. It was a very back and forth game. I had to leave after the first 2 scores, but from what I saw, like both teams, they may not be the biggest schools, but they definitely care, and it means a lot to them. I was on the sidelines of Delcombe, and they were hyping each other up, and you can definitely tell the energy was there. Unfortunately, Delcombe ended up losing to West St. Mary 34-23. But if I can only imagine if I would have stayed there, I would have been able to see a very good game.
Absolutely.
But you know how it is. We have to go and check out all these other games around here. So after that one, I ended up going just a town over to Abbeville, where big matchup between Vermilion Catholic and Opelousas Catholic. I get there. Vermilion Catholic was up 21-7. It was right before the first half ended, and like Opelousas, they were marching down the field, and they were able to score. So it went 21-14 going into the half, and then the kickoff for the second half happened, and from the very first play from scrimmage, Jonathan Dartez, who honestly is probably Vermilion Catholic's best player, because I've seen he's their kick returner, their quarterback, and I saw him punting as well.
So he's doing it all.
So when everything that's what happens. That's what happens in high school football. You put the ball in the hands of your best player, and from what I'm seeing, that's what they're doing with Dartez. And they didn't look back after that. That was they ended up winning. What was the score? It was 50-21. Vermilion Catholic stays undefeated after this one. They're 9-0, and they're averaging at least 45 points per game. You know how hard that is? That is not an easy thing to do. That's very impressive. That's good coaching, and that's good athletes. And honestly, the atmosphere at Vermilion Catholic Field, they got a recipe for success, and you're seeing it play out right in front of you this year specifically. We're seeing that in multiple teams too. I mean, Wrecking Rams, I know they won. They lost their first game of the season, but they've been undefeated since then. And they
guess who's coming in to tell us about
speaking
that?
Of, we got the man
I was
right
there.
here.
It's only right. Wrecking Rams, they've been solid since week 2. 7 straight wins. They pick up another huge win tonight against Southside. Dominate out the gate. Scored a big touchdown to start. Then Tayden Collins, big 63-yard touchdown run. Tayden Collins, that backfield, Jonah Goche, with Tayden Collins, and all those cats that they got over. in Acadiana. They're for real. And then other game of the night I went to, STM and Rain. Anybody want to guess the score at halftime?
I don't.
I heard it. Let him say it.
41-0.
Ooh.
41-0 Yeah. It looks like STM might have got their swagger back a little bit. Now, right time too, because we got 2 weeks left in the regular season before we get these playoffs rolling.
I would love to know if we can get some people to like do some research. Has there ever been a team that's lost 4 straight in the season and still ended up making it to the playoffs or even won the playoffs?
There's gonna be some
state title
that we're gonna have
That's
to
gonna be some digging, but I'm sure it's definitely gonna be, if it's worth it. I mean, we know STM has it. They've done it constantly throughout the years. So if any team could do it, I think it would be STM.
Definitely.
There's a lot of talented teams at the end of the day. We could see a lot of these schools playing in the dome.
Like I just said, Vermilion Catholic.
Yeah, BC's been balling.
Turlings, they're
still undefeated. They're going to be a game of the week nominee for next week.
They beat East Ascension 28-14.
Yeah, we weren't able to get the video tonight. Our parent company in New Orleans, they were a little bit behind getting back to us, but we'll make sure to get those highlights on Saturday. On top of that, hearts going out to everybody involved with the ERAS St. Martinville shooting tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
Horrible situation. Terrible way to end homecoming for all those kids. We're going to hope that everything with the football stays normal.
Yeah. Do we know who they play next week?
Well, they're a game of the week nominee against Kaplan. So as of right now, we're going to keep that as is. If there's any changes, any cancellations, we'll make sure to update you on our website, and we'll update game of the week accordingly. The guys are going to show you the nominees in a little bit. But
we definitely are.
But before we do that, game of the week, though.
Game of the week?
This week's game of the week.
Cecilia Opelousas.
We have to talk about it because we all
all
knew this was a storyline coming into the season.
Yeah, absolutely.
And St. Martin, I apologize. It was Opelousas versus Cecilia, Opelousas homecoming game, and they did that on purpose. They had to do that on purpose because we knew this was going to be one of the most anticipated games of the entire Acadiana football season.
And we have the man who was there himself.
We're going to get that was game of the week. We need to hear from Sports.
Tell us about it.
Karaski Melvin, because this was a game that we had been circling on our calendars for weeks, honestly.
And for good reason. This game, Opelousas, they were ferocious coming out defensively in the beginning, forcing punch from Cecilia, and then just running, and then in the first drive, just running the ball, just really showing them. One of the things that Coach Gaines had mentioned about this Opelousas team, they are a big team.
Yes.
They definitely showed their size. One of the things, however, that Coach Zachary mentioned, Disa Solari still plays for Cecilia.
That throw, oh my gosh, that throw was crazy.
A muscle of an arm, a beautiful pass there for the touchdown. It's one of our play of the week nominees. But Opelousas, after a kind of a slower start to begin, they're starting. You were talking about St. Thomas More finding their swagger, getting their swagger back.
Same with Karen Crow.
Karen Crow as well. Opelousas, another team. That's 3 wins in a row for them. So they're starting to kind of feel themselves as well. This can definitely be something big, giving them momentum going forward and into the playoffs. Coach Zachary had mentioned it's like we want to get this big district game because again we may be seeing them again. So to have that on their side in that big in that big senior night kind of game for them, that was really big. So 28-27, Tigers over the Bulldogs on that our game of the week.
Definitely. Speaking of game of the week, let's do it. Let's show and tell everybody. Let's see what we got.
There we go.
Bam.
Very good matchups for next week. I think, as we said earlier, we're going to play it by ear with Kaplan and Erath just based on what transpires with the aftermath of the shooting. So if that game ends up getting scrapped, we're going to adjust accordingly. But as of now, these are our options. I know a lot of callers have been wanting to see some Generette Tigers football. We got a couple calls earlier today, and I know for a fact that we got some fans over there in Generette, and
absolutely
they're ready to see that.
Where is Central Catholic at? Do we know exactly what are they in our coverage?
I'm having a brain fart.
I don't know if they're in our coverage area, but I mean Generette's been good for the past 2 seasons, and I know they're doing really well this year as well.
Don't know something? Let's look it up.
Well, we can look it up.
CNI's been playing some really good football.
I love that quarterback over there.
My goodness.
Luke Landry,
he's been great. I got to catch up with their game against Notre Dame that they ended up winning in grand fashion. West St. Mary, they've been playing some great football as well. I think this is the matchup, though, that everybody's got their eyes on. Undefeated Turlings, a rising St. Thomas More team. I think this is just a collision or a path to a collision right here.
This might be game of the year.
Oh, hey, at the end of the year, once we get done with all these plays of the week, game of the week, we're gonna have our play of the year, game of the year. This could be a really good option.
That's gonna be a good one.
Oh, that's definitely.
If we could bet on any of them, over under. STM versus
we're not advising gambling.
Hey, that's the man right there.
We're not advising gambling.
To give you guys an update, Central Catholic's actually in Morgan City, so technically it is in our area. So yeah.
No, these are good games.
So Acadiana team, Central Catholic Generate is an option.
Hey, we like them all. Honestly, it's up to you guys though. Y'all go vote and let us know which one y'all want. Because,
hoping the best for ERAT though, because that whole situation, you feel for the players because
they couldn't even play.
They had nothing to do with any of the things that transpired. With that shooting.
And what's unfortunate, they ruined homecoming for a lot of people. That's especially seniors. Everybody, the homecoming court, they're trying to enjoy and have their moment. And unfortunately, that was taken away from them.
And a lot of those kids, like some of those, it might be their last homecoming, especially those seniors. It's really heartbreaking to see. Hopefully, hearts out to them. We're hoping for, speedy recoveries for those that were able to get out unscathed. But, really good options for game of the week next week. And it's all up to you, Acadiana.
It is all up to you, Acadiana.
All right, I appreciate it,
JB.
JB. As always, JB. Let's take it home, though. But as always, game of the week. We just told you to vote. We got players of the week. My boy, Jalen.
You know what time it is. Every Thursday, we have athlete of the week. Keep nominating. We're seeing the nominations this past week. Athlete of the week was Brooke Gill, swimmer from Ascension Episcopal. Who is going to be next week?
Ooh, I already know who it is.
And then the week after. Hey, to give you a sneak peek, we already mentioned that player tonight. But stay tuned Thursday to see who's going to be upcoming athlete of the week.
We got so many athletes around here. I'm excited. I love your segments. They're always fun to watch. And I like how we make it diverse. It's not just because it's football season doesn't mean you're going to be athlete of the week.
Yeah,
and that's where my boy JB,
absolutely.
My boy Jalen is good at as good at showing. Athlete of the week, game of the week, play of the week. Everybody go vote on our website.
Don't be biased. My play of the week last week with what is it? St. Ed's. So I am kind of biased. So
I think we all have one, at least one.
So thank you for going out there voting for the play of the week.
I have one tonight. Y'all gonna have to find out which one it is. It's Jonathan D'Artes. Yeah, y'all go vote if y'all want. But that Diesel Solari play, that was a good one too. So they're all good plays. We're always gonna have good football, and we're always gonna cover for you guys. But let's take it home, Jalen. I know we have a long day, and I'm getting kind of hungry. So once again, I'm Dawson D'Amico.
Hey, and I'm Jalen Cavalier. Thank y'all for tuning in. The Week 9 edition is coming up next week.
Let's go.